Welcome to Hound Out Souls, Jron here, and today we are looking at a bow build from Demon Souls remakes that we used for our bow only run, and it was real fun. I had a good time, real good time. I don't know if you've ever done a bow build before, but bow builds kind of start off slow, and then you start getting decent damage as the game progresses. This kind of is nuts. This is probably one of the better bow builds, or one of the more overpowered bow builds for that matter, within the Souls series. I imagine you can do better in Elden Ring with all the things that you can get, but for I don't know, between Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, yeah, pretty good. But let's go see what makes it good. Here, let's go to this. At a level 80, as you can tell, we have a high health and pretty average stat build going on here. You don't need much. All you need to do is meet the weapon requirements for your weapons, because the bow that we have has no real scaling outside with your physical stats, for that matter. You don't really need as much endurance as I had, but I wanted to wear better armor, so if that's the thing you want, like I did, put more points to endurance so you can wear more stuff. Intelligence, you can add protection spells like warding or second chance or something like that. I chose not to go that route. 21 and 16 for strength and dex to meet weapon requirements. 20 magic, because that was the only thing that was increasing our damage, and it wasn't very much on our bow. It really wasn't much. And faith and luck are both base. Good old Marrow Biba. All right, for our equipment, we have the lava bow, which is ascended from a +8 composite long or short, or regular long or short bow from the Armor Spider Soul. So technically, you can get this early if you decide to go, beat 1-1, then go to Stonefang, beat Armored Spider to get the soul, and then go beat Flame Lurker and get his soul. Then you can combine them all together. And saying you have all your smithing stones and things like that, you can get your lava bow essentially within the first few hours of the game, and then you just kind of rocks house. And what's really good about this bow, it's though I don't like split damage, it works really well with this. As you can see, it's like, I don't know, we get 128 physical, 193 fire damage, and those are the two main stats. And then the magic, we get 161. I think those are from our arrows that we have equipped right now, which, I mean, yeah, it seems pretty average, like 339. All right, that's pretty average damage. But what makes this build very special is we go into hyper mode. Now, we'll do a tutorial on hyper mode towards the end of this segment. But with the Morian Blade at 60%, below 30% health, and then the cat ring. Hold on, I have this up. I don't remember. It is 50% below 30% health. So you get, between those two, you're getting a whole bunch of damage. You're basically just melting bosses, and you're one-shotting all basic ads. You are melting bosses, exception for like the later game bosses. You're like, Tower Knight was just a breeze. Leechmonger was a joke. Dirty Colossus was a breeze. Like Man-Eaters, which I would say top boss, one of the like harder bosses of the game, kind of a breeze. But yeah, those are the main weapons I had, and we don't use the Morian Blade for attacking. It's just there to boost our damage when below 30% health. Now, between the Morian Blade and the Clever Cat Ring, you would think you get 110% damage boost. But when things multiply, hold on, I also have this brought up. You get, because it all the percentages all compound together, you get 140% extra damage. So even though you're a glass cannon, you're probably not going to get touched unless the boss is just running towards you and you're being reckless. I guess the next part we'll talk about before we go into the armor is our arrows. Now, there's lots of arrows in the game. The white arrows are the strongest damaging arrows, at least with physical damage. I think holy arrows are pretty good, and fire arrows just kind of sing on this as well. Even though like the split damage is what it is with these games, I don't know. I was not upset at all. And then with the heavy arrows, you're also doing okay damage. Yeah, doing okay damage. And remember, the lava bow puts fire on all of your arrows. So I recommend getting fire bosses such as Flame Lurker. Oh, you can't get this until you beat Flame Lurker. So, but the only time I felt this bow was bad was fighting Dragon God. If that means anything. But it's all about the arrows. It's all about the bow. It's all about hyper mode. I stuck with fire arrows and holy arrows for the duration of the run. Fire arrows are actually really cheap to buy versus the holy arrows. And holy arrows actually aren't that expensive either. But it's like 50 souls, and that's 200 souls. So, just pick and choose when you want to use them, basically. If you buy enough, you're not going to have to worry about it. So keep that in mind. For our armor, which I thought looks great. So we have the rogue set, which I thought looked really really, really good. I don't know, I like the cape. It kind of like gives you the vibe of an arcane archer, especially with the three-cornered hat. I really like that. I like that quite a bit. I think fashion is pretty good. And it's, for what it's worth, it's not as good as like the leather set, at least defense-wise. But I don't know. I don't know. It looks good. And I like the cape with it. I'm not a big cape guy. I like the cape. And the little shoulder thing. I'm wiping my shoulder like you can see it. The little shoulder armor piece and the little shoulder cloth right there. It looks really good. Really, really good. Now for rings. Cling ring. Clever rat's ring. Obviously kind of the given what you're going to need on this. But you don't always have the clever rat's ring. And thief ring, for me, was pretty crucial in the beginning of the game. You don't get that much arrow. You only get so many arrows at the beginning, and then you have to buy them as you go. And that's kind of a cycle until you get until you get access to like Shrine of Storms after Adjudicator, and there's easy farming spots to get souls, all the arrows you need. But the thief ring helped us get around quite a bit until we just didn't need it anymore, even with hyper mode. Also the sodden ring. I like the sodden ring. Swamp of Sorrow sucks. The worst. Helps you get through the Swamp of Sorrow. I hate that place. Absolutely hate that place. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much else to talk about outside of hyper mode, so we'll go do hyper mode. All right, kids. Time for hyper mode. Like I said, hyper mode is when you have your Morian blade and your clever cat's ring to get a damage boost below 30% health. Now, our damage before was 339. Let's take a peek at it now. 814. That's a 140% boost, according to the sources. That's more than double damage. That is way more than double damage. So let's do a little test. We got some dredgelings around here. Hola, amigo. Well, he didn't get a chance. Didn't even get the chance. But that's crazy damage. Yeah. But be careful. You are a glass cannon. And right now we're in New Game Plus. If we get hit, we're kind of boned. So keep that in mind. But yeah, this is quite the potent build. And yeah, the drawback speed is slow, but you can really you can get bosses. Just be patient, one at a time. You do a lot of good damage. A lot of really, really good damage. Potent. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of the footage, and I'll see you later. Peace out.